it's Vergil. So in this one, I'm going to be doing my final top 10 tier list here during the 6th anniversary on Dragon Ball Legends. And of course, we did just get the release of Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Who would have thought? I think they did a really good job. The fact that this unit isn't gapping the rest of the list or by that much in that fact, or resetting the meta in kind of where you need to be using this character or, you know, a certain specific team. There's a lot of variety going on. The list, the meta is looking very healthy in my opinion. And subscribe if you guys are new. Like the video. It's extremely appreciated before we do dive in. And also comment down below, would you guys like to see a wider variety list, whether it's like top 30 through 50, giving my thoughts on, you know, different characters in the game that are either usable or either for lower rankings, etc. Because I know a lot of you guys, you know, use a wider variety of characters that aren't maybe even featured in this top list. But best characters in the game currently, we do have the top 10 rankings featured here, every single LF, Ultra, and then even some 1% sparking units. I'm going to start out at the bottom of the list, and we do have this guy who is immediately underrated on his drop, and progressively gained more and more value. I think these sagas tag where it's like Majin Buu saga or like any other arc saga hasn't even been a thing in the history of this game that I can remember, right? Other than like sagas from the movies or pretty much it, right? Like Majin Buu saga is such a unique tag and they got so many buffs in such a short period of time here with Super Vegito, Ultimate Gohan, and etc., right? Evil Buu, you name it, right? You're also probably thinking why Evil Buu is behind. I mean, I don't know if it was obvious or not, but the brand new top tier purple character coming out, you think Evil Buu is going to be above Shin? Probably not. I do think this guy has just a great amount of utility, defensive, offensive prowess, and even building him completely defensive, HP. This guy's still having some great damage output. I'm just going to be completely honest, but that support is also really nice. The buffs, everything considered, the team options that he does have, like I said, Majin Buu Saga is a great, powerful team, and it does intertwine with standard and proud mode, mixing a lot of the taggings to character that do have kind of overlapping tags, right? God Key, like let's take a look at the couple of God Key options, God Key characters, Majin Buu Saga, and then even I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, a lot of the Majin Buu Saga tags, also Sun Family, so you can mix up that kind of variety right there, whether it's fusions or just leader slot him on pretty much any team, and he's going to be just having that field control. That's really what he wants to do, seal cards, etc. But definitely has to make the list. I think this guy is so versatile and so powerful that the disruption, everything that he does or is capable of doing is extremely top tier right now, which is good to see from a 1% sparking unit, because there's a lot easier to acquire than the rest of the premiums. But, you know, it's going to be a little bit mixy here with the characters because a lot of characters do have value. Evil Buu, he's going to be honorable mention character. Even with, you know, the release of Gogeta, they did a really good job on Evil Buu. Just unfortunate that he is green right now. I do want to add Kid Buu, and I want to talk about Kid Buu really quickly because I don't know if he's going to make the top 10 characters in the game. I think he's phenomenal. I think he's on par with a unit like CMZ individually, and CMZ is going to be placed a lot higher. It's just from a team dynamic perspective. Also, by the way, Majin Buu Saga tag, it's got so many different buffs: endurance, vanish restore, cancellation buffs, you name it. Just heavy burst damage on the blast variant side, whereas CMZ is a very heavy blast, or strike, excuse me, burst damage dealer. So these guys are able to do so much damage so quickly, and it's really just like a team thing as well. He really wants to be on a primarily blast based setup. He doesn't have so many varieties as in terms of like, he's not really being ran on Regen because Regen's heavy strike based. It's really what, just Majin Buu Saga. Like he wants to fit on that team specifically. I'm going to put him in honorable mentions for now. You know, all the rest of the characters here are either going to be removed or, you know, just added and placed on this list. I really want to add him, and I think he is arguable and interchangeable for the top units list here. Could even slap him on the list if you really wanted to. It wouldn't be a problem. I think this unit is extremely powerful, and that's why I wanted to mention that before I start adding other characters on the list. One guy that I'm not going to mention at all right now, I was definitely in support of this character, and I think he was overhated. I still think he's overhated, still think he's a great solid character, but with just to release a new purple top unit, this guy is just seeing less and less relevance. So unfortunately, he has to be removed from the top 10. I had him previously like 7 or 8. He's going down. He's just going to be, you know, off the, maybe he's on honorable mentions. You never know. Maybe I'll throw him back up there. But for now, I have to remove him from the list. we can keep these two up here just for now. We do have the next set of units. Who did I add on this list? I'm kind of just making this very fresh. All my thoughts are fresh, raw right now. And Bomku probably got some value, might be featured on honorable mentions. Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan is being removed from like a top 5 realm. It's insane to see how this unit was so dominant for such a large period of time. And if you want to actually compare them in terms of initial releases, I do think Ultra Gohan was and is superior in terms of like individually. I think he's just a lot more toxic and is able to punish players a lot easier than Gogeta 4 is, right? The way Gogeta 4's unique gauge works, it's a lot easier to burn out and waste. And if you can utilize it correctly, this guy's a monster, right? If you want to utilize his mechanics and his techniques, abilities to the fullest extent, you're going to be one-shotting characters, you're going to be sniping characters, trapping characters. But I do think Gohan might be just a little bit more brain dead individually and on his initial drop, just color-wise, team-wise, and just what we got going on in the meta right now. This guy is going to be taking a steep dive to like the 7-8 realm from a top 3 position for a long time. So this guy is definitely, not bad. I don't even want to, you don't even need to mention his kit, right? Anti-blast armor. He has that unique gauge, the auto counter, the blue card counter, last man standing buffs. This guy's still him, but he's green. So that's just how it is. It's how the game works. You see a new top blue character or a purple character, excuse me. Green is definitely going to reduce in a bit of value. But I'm going to look through this. I'm sure there's a couple of Zenkais or units that I'm forgetting to add on to this list. I don't know. I am unsure here, but we can add probably like a 5-6 realm, right? Oh, Super Baby 2. Where is that fool at? It's right here, man. I like Super Baby 2. I think he has definitely grown on everyone in terms of value, because on his drop, he dropped during a mono red meta with Gohan Super 17 and that revival cell. So he was just seeing no value, no play. Golden Frieza dropped, great counter to him, great partner for him, and it's just the meta has gotten more and more and more diverse again. And that's one thing I will say right now, the releases has just continuously expanding on a multitude of different teams. GT's back into the meta. Majin Buu Saga is an existing team. God Key's back in the meta. Regen, stupid fly. Regen's back in the meta. There's so many Regen options, right? CMZ, Super Baby 2, Majin Buu, Evil Buu, and then you could even run some older options, whether it was like Janimba, a couple of the powerful opponent characters where you can have some overlapping tags to make a really decent composition. But loving the diversified meta that we have right now. I'm going to put Super Baby 2 at like a 5 or 6 realm, and then I'm going to slap CMZ at a 5 or 6 realm as well. I think CMZ above Super Baby 2 is ideal. Super Baby 2 at high stars is crazy. Great counter, great partner for Gogeta 4 on, GT, obviously. The stoppage, the gauge, the sniping capabilities. Super Baby 2 is definitely an underrated character because you're not really able to see what he's doing unless he's at a massive star increase, right? So a minimum of like red 3, red 4 is what you would like ideally. CMZ, self-explanatory. This dude just got a Zenkai and he just does too much damage, really. Like he nullifies endurance on main, does too much damage, and that's really what it is. He fits on numerous teams as well. Fusion's being the top best team in the game right now. Partners, bro, where is the these flies are attacking me, yo? So Fusions, these 3-4 characters right now, insane. This might be the best team in the game, whether you want to mix it, whether you want to focus on 3 characters, whether you want to even have all 4 characters on the same team. All of them are not only versatile on so many. Bro, I didn't even kill it, dog. He's gonna come back. They're all versatile in terms of being on like teams like Sun Family, Fusions, God Key, Regen. There's just so many teams, so that's going to give them an increase of tier list value. But just in terms of being featured on the best team together, strike-oriented Fusions party, right? CMZ, powerful opponents. CMZ just has too many options as well, just being such a heavy strike damage dealer. Fits very well with the new Ultra. It fits, I'm kind of spoiling where I want to add Gogeta 4 on this list, but you guys kind of already know here. I'm going to be throwing UI at somewhere like this. It's weird because UI is great. You would think he's gaining even more value right now because of the release of another purple character. And he is, technically, because, you can run him on a lot of overlapping tags, especially if you're running G4 on leader slots. But, he's Sun Family, so are these fusions are considered Sun Family. The Gohans are considered Sun Family. This guy has so many team unit options. Is this the same thing I say for Ultra Gohan? I'm seeing a lot of people talk about how he's out of the top 10 because he's green. He's an individual monster, and he has so many tags. There's no way in any world, shape, or form that Ultra Gohan's out of the top 10 right now. Even if you wanted to add him lower than this, I can't see it. I'm sorry. And the same thing goes for UI. I feel like if you want to have him even lower than this, maybe. I just think he's extremely versatile right now. I'm running a proud team of a mix of God Key and Sun Family characters with Gogeta 4 on the leader slot, and UI is just a great option to have on that team. Even if it's just to stall potential snipe. I do think right now he's been such a great aging character for such a long time, and he's finally seeing that point where he's just like another great option to have, but nothing in the realms of like the top 5 candidates. There's just better options to be. Bro, I'm being attacked. It's just a little ass fly too. It's not even a giant bug or anything. This is gonna be funny if you guys are watching this. I'm just laugh in the comments or something. But yep, I think the list is looking really good right now. 5, 6, 7, 8. You can even put UI ahead. This could be interchangeable as well. 9, 10. I'd probably put Kid Buu here. I want to put Ultimate Gohan at 4. Who did I have? Ultra Frieza. Oh my god, bro. Oh my god, I'm jumping the gun. Ultra Frieza, bro. I unintentionally underrated him by not even mentioning him until this very point right here. We're going to drop you here. We're going to swap you out. And that's why Kid Buu, I feel like, needs to be out, because I have to feature some characters in this position. Something like this was my initial thought process, right? Having UI, he's just too versatile. So I'm just giving his value, his color value, his team dynamic value, his versatility, and maximum amount of value, right? That lock-in, his utility is also really great, but just, dude, he has too many team options. Yellow being a great color right now to counter the unit you're literally going to be seeing in the most games, which is Ultra 4 fusions. And you could argue lower just because his individual nature does feel like it's taking a hit. So Frieza will be underrated right now, extremely underrated. He has a very limited team comp where it's just pretty much CMZ lead and him. That is his team. You could run a lot of different characters lead while running a powerful opponent, or like even just a juiced Frieza setup is ideally what he wants to be on. Burst form Frieza support, Zenkai buff, chilled bench, max healing, the utility, the damage on this setup, the output that Frieza has is second to none. And then, all the other utility, the comeback mechanic, the constant cover null, vanish restore with the green cards, like this dude will be underrated because you have a lot of top dogs and representing on some of the best teams, whereas this guy has a very limited team. You can make a multitude of different setups with all the other characters, whereas this guy, it's just him, it's just CMZ. If I were to run Frieza, that's probably the setup I'd be running him on, right? CMZ leader with Ultra Frieza on a powerful opponent's comp. Like I said, talked about these guys. Could be interchanged. Shin needs to be on the top list. Shin is way too versatile, way too important, valuable field control for a lot of comps right now. And then Kid Buu, the thing is, he can be argued in the 10 realm. I just don't think he's needed. That's his issue. I think every other character here has a little bit more importance than Kid Buu. He's phenomenal, and I feel like I'm underrating him by kicking him off the list. But honorable mentions seems like a perfect placement for him right now. I'm going to be having Ultimate Gohan at the 4th mark. I know, not top 3, not top 1. This guy individually can be argued that. I will say that for sure. His cancellation buffs, his endurance, his damage, his vanish restore, his blue card, long range blue card is phenomenal. The fact that it nullifies endurance is crazy. The lock-in snipe play, the removal of vanish. the teams he's featured on, right? Majin Buu Saga, Sun Family, and the fact that you can overlap the tags and mix them up, even if you want to leader merchant him right now. I think the fact that he cancels buffs, that's a super valuable effect in the meta right now. There's only a couple, maybe a handful of characters that do that, that are even worth running, right? Like Kid Buu, Evil Buu, Beast Gohan does it, but I personally wouldn't be running Beast right now. You know, he's just lower tier than the top 10 realm, but this guy, phenomenal unit. I'm not going to have him any higher because the fusions just dominate the game. I think fusions, all three other fusion characters that released during the 6th anniversary just have more and have the best team. They just have the best party going on right now. I'm going to put Super Vegito at 3rd. I know, above Gogeta or below Gogeta Blue, and this might shock a lot of people because I do think in a general sense, he did release in a better position than Gogeta Blue. It made a lot of people underrate Gogeta Blue. You know, his assault gauge isn't that crazy. It's not doing what, you know, it's not doing that great, whatever. And he just got massive increases in value like they always, you know, like I said they would. You know, units release and they're gonna gain value most likely. There's a good odds where the meta will evolve around this character. If anything, this guy, Gogeta Blue, is at the top of the game right now. He's the best counter for pretty much everything. He is, you know, the assault chain countering through Gogeta. It's the one thing that's going to stop Gogeta's Force gauge. It's going to stop Ultra Gohan's gauge. It's going to stop UI's gauge. It's going to stop all these gauge characters. On top of that, he's yellow, so he's countering Ultimate Gohan. He's countering Ultra Frieza. He's countering G4, who I will have on the #1 position. This guy having anti-rush capabilities, anti-revival, very insane damage dealing buffs, team options, good color. I think the worst color in the meta right now has to be green. So anything that's not green is great. Green, you know, holding on. I think you're going to be seeing Gogeta 4 more than not in most instances, but the Fusions party is probably the most common, most top meta, whether that's mixed with like Majin Buu, Sun Family, God Key, even GT. There's just a lot of overlapping tags, plus Proud Mode, Leader Slot. Options exist here, but I think people are going to be surprised where I have Gogeta Blue 2nd best in the game, and it's just a super fact. You know, I do believe in the fact that you can argue different ranges, and if a character can be argued 2nd, I can see this, but at the same time, I really am confident that Gogeta Blue is currently over Super Vegito's mechanic, which is like the guaranteed rising rush, right? Whether that's through an endurance. You know, we have a unit that nullifies or cancels buff effects as well running around, whether it's this guy, whether it's Kid Buu. Gogeta's run through the unique gauge is so incredibly powerful. Helps that he's gotten buffs, he's got new equipments, he's got team options, got decent Zenkai benches. He has it all. I think the king of the game currently might even be GB, but I do think right now the #1 spot has to go to the strongest field control character, which is G4. It's just like, you know, a specialty character. He's not going to be overly busted to the fact where you can't indulge in running other setups. It's very easy to burn through his gauges, for people to waste their gauges, and even to accidentally not utilize them correctly, right? But with the one-shot ultimate pretty much every single time, even at a lower star range, it's just extremely powerful. I said gauge can be very powerful as well as being susceptible to be wasted. It's just one of those things. I've wasted it myself, but I've also been able to waste and outplay other players that are using the gauge. So it's just a very balanced kind of top mechanic sense here. Almost, you know, it's crazy. I'm thinking Gogeta Blue's the king of the game because how well he counters the best unit. And how well he's doing individually, right? If I had to pick one character to solo everything, it's going to be this guy. But last man standing capabilities, he goes infinitely type neutral, combo to death, AoE green card, you name it here. I think this is the best trio in the game. I think if you want to throw CMZ for the mix, also great. But yeah, this is what my top 10 list is looking like. I probably can add some honorable mentions now. There's so much to discuss. Broly, I want to talk about Broly, but he's honestly not even in the same tier as Kid Buu or even CMZ. This guy's good. You probably make top 15, I think. Throw him there. Bomku definitely flew back up. I'm glad to see it because honestly, I was concerned. I threw Z power into this character and he's just been disappointing me until now. Maybe CMZ, or not CMZ, Super 17. I think GT is back on the rise. Maybe Omega. Where's this dude? Omega, honorable mention? Hello? Something like this is what I'm thinking. Believe it or not, this free-to-play character on GT right now having endurance. It's a great combination with Super Baby 2 and even Gogeta 4. Probably one of the better GT setups in the game. Try it out. Try it out because Super Baby 2's buff allies against Saiyans. Yellow, I think it's a great synergy between the three, and whether you wanted to have Bomb Core or not on a proud mode, you know, mixed setup there, but I'd probably do this as the top honorable mentions. Those are the only ones I truly want to mention here because these guys are all great, right? Still great options. Nappa, Vegeta, Broly's great. Revival Gogeta is actually insanely solid right now. Super 17 gaining some value. You know, I love to slander that unit. Lots of great options. I said it in the beginning of the video. If you guys want to see me talk about a top 30 list, 50 list, just going further in depth to other team dynamics, other usable characters, and a deeper tier list, let me know in the comment section. But this is what my top 10 plus honorable mentions is currently looking like. Let me know what you think. Like, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the very next one. Stay frosty, and I'm out.